I get it.
Thanks. I appreciate
It's just like Steven sent me a message. Him
the
and
vibe now.
sent me a message. Him and Cherry, and he talked about the amount of water it to create one AI message to respond, and it was something like 60 fluid ounces or something. But to produce 1 pound of meat is 1,800 fresh water that's utilized.
Yeah.
And then I did the math for him, and I responded to him and Sherry this week and talked about what this means, right? And we have a way to go, with conservation. This is a critical issue for my work at Size and how we're thinking about regulating this, because there's a lot of people that work on this.
Yeah.
A lot of people that eat meat, right?
Yeah.
Our time, right? And I did the math for him. It's millions of gallons of water, right? People eat a lot of meat every day, so they're using probably about gallon, 100.
What's up? How's it going? Sorry, I'm late.
They use 800 ounces of water every day, average.
Every day.
Yeah, it's a lot. So something to think about.
Yeah, for how much of meat?
Half a pound.
Half a pound of meat.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's the reason
really...
that I'm a vegetarian. I didn't want to undergo the meat consumption about all this, but this has been our normal now. To your question about is it good or bad, one of my favorite professors had said that technology is tools human know-how. In the hands of wrong know-how, this tool is not, it's great or it's not, right? Like superimpose, right? And I'm so happy that I'm in a position where I can go and advocate.
Bye, John. Thank you.
I'm in a position where I can advocate to water systems.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And let them know that like we're making a bad decision with Microsoft, who asked us for a permit.
Yeah.
To.
Did you hear about like San Marcos?
No.
That they're trying to build a data center in San Marcos. Everyone's like up in arms. It's like a whole thing. They have it's like a whole thing.
All I have to say is you're onto something.
Thanks, Dom.
Yeah, and I would hope that this is the last time you present, not your exhibit, because I know this may retire, but
yeah. Maybe I'll do another. Maybe some more trash.
So I told all these people over here, I said, this young lady over here is doing her master's dissertation. Everybody should come. And I just
did you?
The group. Yeah, of course I did. They were like, got something else to do. I was like, well, it's probably something lame. So I said, all right.
Yeah.
You look so cute. Hi. Yeah, there were like some chunks on the internet that like kind of like polarize the lights and stuff, and we were trying to like figure out a way to use it here, but there wasn't really anything that went with. I gave it to the studio owner. I was like, because he does lighting work and stuff, he's gonna use it for something. Yeah. He wanted it. Yeah, he like really Yeah, he did all this. He does like projection mapping. Yeah, I told him he should have like an event at Arcadia.
Yeah,
He makes it for money. Oh, cool. Oh, no, that's cool. Oh, fun.
I love this.
You can try and sit on them if you want.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that one looks fun.
Yeah, try and sit on them. That's like the point. Like,
If it breaks, don't feel bad. It's literally trash. Yeah.
Which one did you break? So I'll break this one.
Yeah, you break that one.
This is super cool.
That would be kind of fun. I was gonna try and take them to like a recycling.
Yeah, recycle,
place.
smash them up.
They're probably gonna be like.
I made it as quick as I could. Last night really, I like my part. I mean, yeah, today was much easier. And right at bed, something like actually like so we took a lot more time. I think it might be like, yeah, you're good, dude. Relieving, yeah, yeah. So like, come in. I was like, congratulations. Yeah, we talked about like how like when it was kind of damaging. I was like, looking
So this is how I remember it.
It's
You may or may not have said it. You literally on Brady's I actually
That's pretty cool. I'm like,
Yeah, the venue is it's like we covered everything but the floor.
and like essentially this one girl was like, yeah, like if you really think about it, like photos like a bunch of rocks. And it's like a bunch of like rocks I saw there. And it's like are the rocks like programming us? Like in some kind of way, like you know, like
because like the memory is stored inside your phone.
and it's like it's like weird like the weird like I don't think about like oh yeah like directions and ways that you do I mean the number of times that I've like left a room, sat down on the sofa, and then like 10 minutes later I'm like, wait, when did I even pull out? And I've just been like scrolling randomly on not paying attention to anything that I'm looking at. I still remember your phone.
I can't even remember.
I have like so your home. No, what was your? You had 18, right? The home phone was that and your 514. Wait, that was yours? 826-5642. Yeah. Do you remember mine? I know Becca's still is 826-924. Oh yeah. There was like an 8 and a 3 and a 0 and a 1. Yeah. 8, 2, 2, 8, 3, 1. I had they were in there. Yeah. How was yours? You remember? Oh man. I felt like in
I just remember like after my sister I've been married for a couple of years, like had no idea what my phone was. And I was like, what if you get like arrested and you have your one phone call and he's like, don't give me my phone. And I was like, I'm not gonna come on. This is my phone. Oh gosh, I had the same phone number as like I had in high school. But I'm not.
My mom had this like
Yes.
dad was like regulated.
Yeah.
Unlimited data.
That's exactly like what we did our family had. And they just keep grandfathering it in, and I'm like, all right.
Did they try to like scam her?
Oh yeah.
To get rid of it? And she got so big, they called her like weird. She like pulled her weird.
Yeah, they tried to tell us sometimes that like, oh shoot, I just pushed the wrong button. I'm so sorry, but I just changed your plan, and I'm sorry, there's no way of reinstating it. And they were like, yeah. Go down. No, I'm not gonna pay much. The other, like a year ago, I was like driving along the highway and I saw the tape on the side of the highway, and I was like, that's a thing that I see all the time when I was a kid. And like, never thought about the fact that I hadn't seen that.
Or like if you would put your like agent.
I mean, I still want
The easiest way.
Oh, okay. This man said, okay, already.
Oh, this is Katie Johnson.
Hello.
I feel like I bet you before for some reason, but I
Probably something or another.
she was my friend in like high school.
I was your friend in like middle
Yeah, yes,
school.
middle school, yeah.
Hell.
Well, I don't know, like
How dare you?
you're like my high school friend. Okay. But like you did
Yeah, good job, dear. Oh, how cute. Yeah. Yeah, you sit in chairs. Yeah.
What is it in this one? It's
Yeah, I have a catering for
that was a Christmas.
Oh, I feel like you're
How much that area like? I like.
She's fine. I just like yeah, I did their
I just did triplet. I know. I use all the electronics on the motor.
Yeah.
I use all the electronics.
I think
feel like that.
You just like sit down, you know, you're like,
Yeah. But yeah,
but you use, see, I have boxes of this now.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I tried to use different options. Like that one's all the that one's all the like plaster type things and everything. Sorry, sorry. I really like it. I hate that chair. So like so for me, I deal with like yeah. Honestly, I made this
Yeah.
yeah, like essentially, I just wanted to oh no, okay. Alright, well now just bring it on. I'll just bring it in. Well, I want the digital version. No, I will. I like really? Oh, cool. Okay, I want to put it in my phone. Yeah. Yeah. Right here. Oh my god, look.
You're coming up next year. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't smoke either.
Yeah, we should do it. Like once more.
I haven't smoked. I haven't smoked
It's
since.
weird. Because he doesn't like me.
Like before this surgery here, like I tried to experience like roots. That is so.
Yeah, he wanted to do. Actually, he wanted.
I don't. So many years ago, I was working at a and then the job was all drug testing. Because someone was and they were taking up an
Yeah, we should have these. And the thing is, I cannot imagine you would call
great, wonderful time. I was doing the I
can't remember his name, so I just call him
sometimes I'm like, how is it?
Yeah, no, you let me know.
He does, yeah. So Steve and I had a heart to heart about 2 years ago. He told me he would not do so I mean after he told me that I can't. It doesn't mean I get it. But I just it's fine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
I feel like awesome.
passing slow.
Never waste, bro. Never waste.
Oh shit, bro, we're live.
I know. I saw that.
There's one coming up next Saturday. That's weird.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. It's like
You say that, but exactly. Oh yeah. Got it. I was like, maybe we're doing something called Teflon Tower. Oh my God, it's like called Teflon
They sell it like to get jobs. Yeah, she used to call me like, oh, you know, John, stop her. Not saying that. 10-year-old assistant. I feel like she like we both were like yeah, they are. And I only well, because I was trying to figure out which one it was, and I walked in that one. Like, it's so hard, you know, and that really next door. I was expecting one. Yeah. At least when I get your name. It was like on the corner over by like, Yeah, I did that with a couple of down there in the splash. That's my favorite spot. And the whale just goes, no. And it just turns around. It came to like, that's all yeah, it's just me. I did somebody in Austin 5 minutes before I stepped in. Working downtown. I actually live in Colorado. Yeah, I'll have one more and then I'm done. But I live here. Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
I'm gonna put all these things together.
Again, if you need me to,
You can come with me. Okay.
Paper towel. Can you get a video of me sitting on a chair?
I had a big live stream. On YouTube.
I know. Hey, bro.
I just we had brunch and it turned into
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Oh my
I
god.
had to like it's like I was gonna come with the first one because we were gonna go to dinner.
Oh my
And then it was really good. That was big.
That's good.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you my first like presentation. Like,
What's up with you?
exactly.
Said the peanut butter.
There's wine, cheese, and
I don't think
You're good. On the dominant.
yeah, I know. I was just in there.
My live stream still live? Oh, I need to change the link.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. It looks this kind of yeah. Now, kind of gives that
Yeah, totally. Full installation kind of room. It's being like live casting or something.
what language plants outside.
It's very chill.
You can either take the water hose and just like put it on the jet setting and just spray them off, and that can work. Or you could go to like
Circuit board.
one of the local plant nurseries and buy ladybug.
And that was a big thing.
My friends were gonna go with me, and then we were like, let's go to brunch instead, nice out, no, after like 2 drinks, I'm like, 2 drinks is enough. They're like, "We're gonna go to another world."
You stuff down here? Okay. Yeah.
That's what takes me.
Smell.
Really was wrong.
How long were you all there? Yeah, I got it. Oh, I can see it too. Yeah.
Oh. It was really awesome.
I get somebody he got the regular eye. You know, like,
Oh.
oh.
There's like no light. I'm like, oh.
I've been here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Like when you got some patients get closer to you, and I was like, oh, Well, yeah, literally. Yeah, because that's happened to me. I get a whole bunch of calories. Sometimes, we gotta
It's a hard lesson to learn,
Yeah, we went to college in Tempe, Urban Island State Falls, and then we went into Johnson City. That was in this crowd.
Just like, I'll go out there. Literally, her parents would like go away for it would be so long for like they would pay people to come here. They're like old school university, like they got money. I would think Scribble and I would look at like just like oh. I mean, honestly, that one's not bad.
Oh, hey guys. Hi. Oh. I was just wanted to sit somewhere. You guys can sit? Sure.
We're all bound. Okay, yeah. That's not just me. I thought when that break was going in my eyes, I was like, oh, that's not cute. When I was pregnant, yeah, I can't look at that anymore. When I was pregnant, I had like problems with vision changes, just like that, and I ended up being like super anemic and sick, and I was like, oh god, is it happening? Oh my god, I like a feeling. I was so black. It's like bacteria. Bacteria. No, I'm like,
Hello. Is this a secret hiding place?
come and check.
No, that's-
you're not going to talk today. I think it a lot. I had a lot. Like I saw them every the rest of the campus are the rest of the campus are oh, they got
Yeah, most of it.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Because I mean, it was so many people. Like I had like 20, 50 people around me.
I would have like, they were gonna organize all the cities. We're gonna keep things on.
I mean, honestly, but I don't do all that. Just like someone else can do.
I feel like, yeah. Especially when you're counseling. They run it down there and I like walk them around and then they're like, yeah, like they get all fussed about it. Like that one guy is from like, yeah. Yeah, like you really need to come and be happy. Like, and which is great. He like gets the best of class and he like he probably likes it. And he like following me around and like he like you know what to do. He's like, yeah, you're like, my mom, dude, my mom donated stuff, but then she gave me one that was like my first contribution. Wait, what? My own contribution. Like maybe uploaded them. No. Like I don't need it. Literally, I was like, what the fuck? I took down my phone because I was like, yeah. Why would I do it? But most of it was really great. And then the CD was like a bunch of like our town and stuff. But it was like the same. Oh my god. Did you ever do like
Because like I might do that playing like so right traditional. And so I remember I started looking up cheat codes and like I remember I had it where I could move the thing close up to green all the time. Like use it clicky. So I was do like the cheat code like $1 million over and over again. I was doing the same.
that's what I love building like I didn't say that stuff to people, but I was like, I'm gonna build yeah, I never had like the fancy stuff. I was like way back on like our old 90s computer, 16, and like I used to build these like elaborate cities, but I was too young to and water lines and stuff. So I built these huge cities, and then everybody would be like, "Hey, this city sucks." And so all the little cars, and so we're driving on the streets, would all like disappear. Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, we can't live here." Oh my god! But they'd be like, and like they'd have like a newspaper like headlines that would come out every year, and they'd be like, "City is dying." It's a barren wasteland. And I was like, "What the hell?" Did you ever put in those like the zoo? That moon or something like that? That's what I had. Yeah. And like we would literally
They had some kind of a game on the
when you could build a whole ass booth and then let all the animals friend. Like, yeah, we.
Oh no, it's another lady.
One of our coworkers also.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, do we know her?
No, this is the older lady.
I know.
I was the older person. I've been on her since. But I'm all like, okay, now the walls is tall. The ribbon cutting them. I'm all like, imagine if they hell no. That's
That's actually like terrifying. No. It's down in. Oh, really? Yeah. So it's not open to the public. Yeah, I feel like people don't know that's there, right? Yeah. They're like, okay, yeah. Yeah, but it's all like, people are they don't realize. And so we don't really have not open to the public. Really traffic. There's like literally 10 minutes. If I had to deal with traffic, it's just like a half on the highway and then straight back. Oh my god. Like, nothing other than yeah, exactly. There's so much good stuff down there. Yeah. Like, we so crazy between here and then, like, the soil's different, so all the vegetation is different, all the birds are different. We've got this, like, I'm pretty sure it's like a road that's like growing on the side of the road to the gate and like all sorts of people on the border. So like I go crazy down there, like other blackberries and berries and I'm like,
I think they do because let me tell you. I remember one time I was cutting the grass for my neighbor, so I'm backing up and I back up and this shit like grab.
oh no.
They know. They're really beautiful trees. Like I want them to like.
Oh yeah. Well, if you need some speed, I have it. So no, actually, I had like zero interest in private jobs and vet school, but like after vet school, I did a temporary position at called wildlife rescue and it was just a temporary position, like a vet who had to leave for maternity leave and who would get to take over when you're on maternity leave. Yeah, exactly. And at the end of that, they were like, "Sorry, we can't keep you on." Like, director of private sanctuary. Would you be interested if like adding on a vet position? And I was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna do that for like a year or so, get a little experience under my belt. So he's like, years of yeah. Well, so I didn't start making the drive until more recently. Okay. Like, back before I like met my husband and got married and stuff, like I used to stay down there and work week in the trailer. But then I was like,
Now you have to like get established.
yeah. It's really it's not bad. Oh yeah.
Did I send you that? Do you have like a website name?
Yes.
Dictionary? watch that in my school. Yeah. Okay, like it was actually like really crazy. Like she went in the monkey sanctuary. Like she goes to like these places, like not just monkey sanctuaries, like all these different places, and like they'll be like, oh, we have this like animal fine, and we don't know what else we can do about it. And then they call it up psychically, and then they like don't tell her any information, and then she like starts having like random things, and then they're like, oh yeah, like that. Or, like, no, like she. Oh. There's like one that was like really cool. Like, there was like
Well, I know. I won't recognize
like
it.
Violet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
A great
gotcha.
person. Super.
Oh, hi.
How are you? Oh, you're good. Thanks for coming. This is my godmother.
It's so special, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna show her. I'll tell you later. No, you're good. My speech, yeah, but we got time.
Is this all yours?
Yeah, this is my.
Is it really?
Yeah, no, my knees were really bothering me. But then after I was done with the market, I came here and dropped off my plants.
Oh, did you? Oh, so you didn't have to like leave them in the car.
Yeah. But then I after I got off the car, helped me to went on.
Yeah, yeah, but
I don't know. It's very like powerful sitting in there and like having this like, yeah, but like also just being like feeling the whole like literal feeling dreams in the world. But that's so crazy. Yeah.
thank you. I made this whole like archway. And so this is the owner of the studio that does projection mounting and stuff. So this is his advertising. But the rest is like I made those visuals and then I made this like art. I like built that like wood frame and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
I mean, it's not great. Experience, but I have. Well, so like essentially, like the idea, I'll talk about it too. Oh yeah. It's like the idea of like having a chat like psychology, like yeah, like unwanted parts of yourself. Like it's kind of yeah, things that you're kind of like trying to hide away. It's like basically it's like you know, see the so it's kind of like doing that. It's kind of like a concept. Find a balance between yeah, so like all these visual places for them. So like this one, and like each one is like that's the here's how the pottery. Yeah. this like we needed a frame and I had so much extra trash that I was going to so like last minute I like it's from Lego and like over frame and it. I like had to put these huge pieces of wood on it, tiny little bars. Like I can fit it. I'll see it out the back of the window. It's just like yeah, all of this trash is from like some of the limitations I got really upset. It's like really crazy actually. Yeah, it's basically like an online. It was like I went to the Fiverr from Facebook. And it was like like stuff. People gave me like all their trash computers and I like well, my thesis question is my thesis question was how the online and about technology. I'm not sure. I think I might type it. I might type it. I asked AI. And then like all these flyers. I had AI like making my flyers. And then at the end, I kind of made it make me a flyer that I would have I made like 15 flyers. I made like 3 months. Like 2-3 months. And we're running a Tesla car 100 to 150 miles. Yeah, and $57. But it also saved me like a week's worth of time. Like you can see, it's like one of the I mean, I think it's more about like something like pictures at the same time. There's like a really big yeah, like this I think it helps do a lot of it's just about finding the balance. Yeah, you can answer the question. Yeah, I asked AI. You were saying you use AI. Yeah, it was, yeah. I was wondering about that framework. I was like, I'm pretty sure that. Yeah. So I asked AI to make this flyer. This kind of just like yeah, I was gonna say, especially the one that's about can AI fix a cold environmental. Yeah, that one especially. I was like, I'm pretty sure AI wrote this. Yeah, and it like yeah. So I asked it to make flyers, and then I asked it to make these flyers on energy. So to make all of the flyers. Oh damn! Instead of just like they put charging a laptop for 2 to 3 months. We're driving a Tesla car 100 to 250 miles, and the equivalent of like 57 bottles of water.
That, how accurate do you think that is?
I'm not sure. I mean, it was like AI telling me that. That's the AI telling me that, but I also don't think there's like it's
not,
research on
it's
that.
not great.
I know like a little bit unclear like how I know it uses a lot, but it uses a lot of energy and water, a lot of resources, but like the way they measure it is like hard. Like they say like some of them are like circuits, there's like not accurately measuring.
Yeah, like they're spinning up 3 Mile Island to like power a data center. Like not great.
Yeah, and then like also the data center is like kind of the issue.
Right, totally.
People like don't walk up there, and they have a lot of issues. The water usage is an issue. I don't know. It's a whole thing. So I don't know how accurate that information was, but I was like, I thought it was interesting.
Probably not entirely unfounded.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard someone was like, can you remake the flyers and I was like,
Yeah, actually don't waste another
yeah, it's like a
20 gallons of water.
Yeah. And that thing actually, like, it kind of just shows like that. Yeah, exactly. That accurate. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. And it's really actually really weird because my class is like where I like to the input questions on AI. They're teaching like how AI like if nonprofits like whatever. So it's like very good for that. Yeah. It does help with a lot of people. I have never, and I think it's kind of like, yeah. I think it's really kind of like plastic, like reinventing plastic, and everyone's so excited, and they just like go along with it, and I was like, I'm kind of wondering, like,
The other day I was like,
No, actually.
oh, no.
I did. I did go back. I put in like a 1 month notice at the beginning. I didn't have the heart and then like at the start of this week, they were like, yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably like freelance there. This is your show? Practice space. It works, by the way. I promise.
I'm gonna talk about it in like,
Okay. Cool.
oh,
Yeah, it was barely Monday. I was like, yeah, anyway. Hey, did you try sitting in there?
No. No. AI technology makes me uncomfortable. Where's Jorge? I guess he's probably not here. He's probably working. That fool has a job.
Oh, this is from his, oh no.
Job. That's a cool face. You gotta take a little nappy nap sometimes.
Are you the guy who did the animations?
No,
No,
I'm not. I don't know who did the animations.
Oh,
I know Jorge. This is his face.
his face.
So I know he probably had something to do with the installation. I imagine some of it, or at least a big part of it, was probably hers, the artist. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna pierce my jeans. So they're like two,
two for real,
it's like
I know.
two. So like one. I had heard it's kind of like what everything like. She's about to do a presentation or the music.
So I have like these chairs about this.
You know what then?
That's it. That's all I do. And I didn't think
Okay, so that was just. Yeah, you're ready.
yeah, you're yeah.
I know, we should just set up right there.
This first Friday and this second time.
Is that a thing?
I heard about it a few months ago.
Is that a thing?
I heard about it a few months ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, sure that. Oh yeah, okay, cool. All right, here we go. VH1. Oh, corner. There we go. Ah! Welcome, Something you gotta like figure out how to like arrange yourself. Like this one, you gotta like get your eye in there, otherwise. Oh, so you like you have to conform to it. Yes, yeah. I like that. Yeah. I like how you can smell like as you step like that's Gonna say that one was my favorite because like yeah, I mean like you're literally the sensation of being plugged in. It's is that the beds where they have that? Oh gosh, yeah. Like not totally not, but yeah, so but yeah, like literally plugged in because you're getting stabbed in like whole new place. Not comfortable. So what is like where did you guys on that? So I'm heck yeah, very cool. Is it smaller or large animals? So I actually I think sanctuary. Just like it's like they're racing to find a cure or something like that. If I find it, I'll send it to you. Yeah, there's something. I don't know. Yeah, Sheena and I watched it. Well, yeah, we've got a lot of monkeys that are like retired from Leatherwood stuff from the country. Yeah. Great pets. So then after we sent them to the hospital, I was like, say tell her no. They have closable phones and they can think for themselves. Exactly. You're welcome. Okay, new back. Okay. So basically every time that they open the mouth, their lower canines sharpen. So they're like, oh really? Yeah. I see that. Oh man. Most people have yeah, personally, I would say alligator. I was gonna say I think no one was either shark or alligator. I would not hit them. Absolutely not. They're cute when they're bars separated. Yeah. They're fast. They're like elephants, so they're like cute. They're very it's not. I know what it is. I left that on purpose. I'm sorry. Yes. It would be that way. So you do such a right now I'm like so I like I mean, hey, if not what you're meant to do, it's not what you're meant to do.
Is my live stream working still? Hi everyone.
Like, who would actually sit on that? This is like weirdly taking me back.
There's a whole message here.
No. Not to try to like ruin the mood, but cash. No.
You're supposed to. That's the.
No, you're not. Are you?
Literally, the instructions say to sit on
Are you serious?
and to explore the discomfort.
That's very discomfort.
I mean, it depends how you put it.
That's fair. That's fair. It does say sit, right? So it's okay.
Yes, they're meant to
And it's supposed to be all. No, not at all. No. She's up there. But this reminds me of what I went from.
Everybody.
Oh, that's terrible. Holy no.
Should I make it louder?
That's terrible.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
It's like a bad dream.
That one's especially like.
Hi guys. Okay, so welcome to
That's bad.
Dark Circuit. You can go.
It's like a bad dream. Oh my god.
Okay, so I am the artist that created this piece. My name is Katie Bernini. Everyone calls me Katie B though. I'm a native San Antonian. I'm an artist and a nature lover, and I am currently studying transpersonal ego psychology at Naropa University. So a lot of people ask me when I tell them that, they say, what the heck is transpersonal ecopsychology? It's a mouthful, but basically transpersonal, it refers to experiences, perspectives, or states of consciousness that go beyond the individual self, often encompassing spiritual or transcendent dimensions of human experience.
Okay.
Okay.
And then ecopsychology is the study of the relationship between human beings and the natural world, exploring how ecological and physiological health are deeply interconnected. So basically, when you put them together, it's kind of the psychological study of how we are connected to each other and the planet, and how those connections dictate the way we live our lives. So y'all are sitting in my thesis project right now. So my question for my thesis
We're trying to
project
sit.
was, how can we find a balance between nature and technology to create harmony in an increasingly technological world? And the reason I wanted to ask this question was because I felt like in a lot of my studies, in ecopsychology, it talks a lot about going back to the old ways, or like ditching technology, just like accepting a lot of older ways of being. And I just felt like that wasn't completely realistic. And I felt that like that turns a lot of people off. And so I wanted to sort of explore a way to find a balance between like past and future, and how we can do that in a more healthy way. Okay, so this is a little bit about my process. So my blood, sweat, and tears literally went into this piece, as you can see. My goal with this art piece was to not buy anything from like big corporations. So pretty much everything I got from here was either from the Buy Nothing Facebook group, which if y'all have never heard of it, it's like a really amazing like bartering group that you can go to on Facebook and trade like items with people. And then I also found people on Facebook selling like secondhand items. So I used like social media to like find all of these objects, which I thought was like a good addition to this. And then once I had all of this techno trash, this was probably from about 6 or 7 people, like all the trash up in the front, everything you see here, everything I use for the chairs. There's probably about 6 or 7 people. And some of the donations were small, so it really like was eye-opening to see like it wasn't a huge amount of trash, and once you start taking it apart, it becomes like a huge amount of trash. So that's kind of what I did. I got the donations, and then I started like opening them up, and I felt like that was sort of like a shadow work process, because it was like a lot of times we have this like techno trash, and we just like leave it in the corner of our basement, and we like don't want to look at it, but it like kind of stresses it out because it's in the corner, but we like still have it there. We don't know what to do with it. And so the process of kind of like taking these objects and opening them up and really like inspecting them, to me was like sort of like a practice of like shadow work, which we'll get to later. So once I started opening up this can of worms, it got really, really crazy. So I did not have access to the studio until like a few weeks ago. So most of this was made in my bedroom, which is a really small space. And it felt like again, like a process of like shadow work. Like you're sitting with all these uncomfortable feelings. My bedroom literally looked like this for a long time. Like I could barely walk on my floor. And it was kind of like that feeling that I feel like everyone has when we talk about like technology and the climate, where it's like this huge problem that we like don't even really know how to even deal with it. And so it's just a big mess. And then one thing I learned in my process of like going through this was the best way that I was able to process these things was to build it and like dissect it into more digestible parts. So like you can see kind of here, I started organizing them, like all the pieces, and like sorting them out. And then every once in a while I'd like take one box down and open it a piece at a time. I feel like it's a good allegory for the way we can look at like a lot of different crises that we're going through. Because sometimes it's a little bit too much, but like when we put it in digestible parts, it's really helpful. Um, Another thing that really helped me was the process of making the art, like actually making the chairs. I felt like it brought back like a sense of fun. It was like a way of kind of transmuting that experience and using those objects in a new way. And then moving into the studio was very helpful because it was sort of a sense of community. Jorge, the owner of the studio, who's not here but did all this lovely projection matching art, he and I worked a lot on creating the space together. And then Ashton back there in the tie-dye shirt, he contributed all the plants and everything. So it was nice to have like a collaboration of people working on something together. And then if you've seen the visuals that have been played on here, these are all visuals that I've been taking throughout my life. Like when I travel, just of nature spaces, I love just like taking videos of like nature and kind of like having something to take home to like reflect on like that energy of the place I was in. So when you're watching those visuals playing, I'll put them back on after this, but like one of them was like I hiked to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and like that's what that one is. And then this is a dam just right down the street from here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the dam. You'll see too. There's a lot of pieces from there. And then this one, for example, is a trip I went to Oregon, and we were on the beach in Oregon. So all the visuals are places that I've like actually been. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get a little bit more into the world of tech, because I want to look at like the positives and the negatives in a realistic way. I don't want to say. So we have the positives of tech, right? Technology can be actually very transpersonal. Like you have access to all the knowledge that of all time at your fingertips. It's actually like pretty amazing what we can do now. It's a great equalizer. People can educate themselves on things they never could have like 100 years ago. Then there are also a lot of downsides of tech, which I'm sure we've all experienced. At the same time, where it can be such a connector, it can also be like such a separator in a way, which I always think is kind of interesting. So it affects our mental health. People get really addicted to scrolling, like I know I do. It causes a lot of environmental harm. So there's a lot of downsides as well. But I'm going to ask y'all a question now. So is technology good or evil? Like, should we get rid of it? Should we keep it forever and move forward?
I feel like it's like it's not. I feel like a great aspect of something you touched on, which I agree, is having access to innumerable amounts of information. You can learn a lot about anything you want within a second. Of course, all of that comes at the expense of places we're not aware of, like the real estate for owning these other computers, like things like AI. But I guess the point of what I'm going to make is I think it's the system we live in to give us technology. I think it's where it's the evil part. But in and of itself, I feel like there's a lot of positivity with having access to technology.
I wanted to build on that. I think it's about intention and what people want to do with it. I think people use it for a lot of good and maybe not so good. And I feel like that just reflects what people's intentions are in general, not necessarily what the technology is.
Yeah, for sure.
I might add that technology is the wheel. Okay, so technology, we see it now as like super tech, but back then it was the wheel. You know, it was sports. It was, technology was very analog back in the day, and now it actually happens to be digital and expanding very quickly. But technology is the advancement of humanity.
The vessel.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You decide what you care.
Yes, you determine what you will do with it. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Anything else?
Well, I just come from an age where before this kind of technology existed, ancient ages, but 50 years ago when it didn't exist, and I see it being nothing but good. I think as we advance, there's just so much to come from it, AI included, but it can be used for evil purposes, as can anything that, as we've gone through generations of change, can be done. So we have to embrace it, and we have to deal with it, and monitor the evil, and enforce the inability of evil to exist.
Well said. Well said.
Okay, alrighty. I really appreciate all that input, y'all. We can have the next slide. That takes me into something I wanted to talk about with y'all, which is non-duality. So non-duality essentially is the idea that there is no good and evil, right? It's like there's good and evil, there's evil and good. And I think something that actually is really damaging for society can be dualistic thinking. So thinking that something is like only good or only bad creates like a separation between people. And I think that's why it's so hard for us as a society to like make decisions. Non-duality essentially invites a shift in awareness from thinking in opposites to experiencing wholeness and presence as it is without division. And so one way we can do that is by shadow work. So that's what I was talking about earlier when I was saying this process kind of felt like a shadow work process. Essentially, shadow work is a self-reflective practice of engaging with hidden, often uncomfortable aspects of the psyche, our shadow, in order to integrate these darker parts with a conscious self and foster inner balance between light and dark. So like essentially that would be looking at the parts of anything that you feel is like dark or evil, and it kind of questioning like why you think that, where that comes from, and then the ways that you contributed to that. And then by exploring that instead of just pushing it away, it actually brings like more self-acceptance. And you're able to look at things in a more non-dualistic way. So give me the next slide. Essentially, integration is kind of what I just addressed. But while shadow work invites us to face the fragmented, hidden, and often painful parts of ourselves, non-duality reminds us that even these shadows are not separate from the whole. So I guess in my process, sort of looking and sitting with the discomfort of like what we've created and like really acknowledging the part I've played in moving towards like a more technological world, sort of helps me like accept that I have power in changing that as well. So that's just something I like want to remind people of. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you guys some questions. And I'm sorry if you can't see because we made this slide too big, but in what ways have you benefited from new technology? In what ways has technology negatively impacted your life? And what can you do on a personal or community level to facilitate a more harmonious balance between technology and nature? So I want y'all to find someone you don't know in this room and talk about these 3 questions for the next 5 minutes, and then I want to hear what some of y'all like have to say. Go ahead.
So the ways that technology has benefited me, it does connect me with people.
No, that's not hard. I know that you're sitting on social media.
So
I don't know though. I feel like that was like that literal. Oh,
yeah, it doesn't get better. It's not exactly better in time. There's no denying that at our time. Like,
They're cool.
Really? Yeah.
It's like what you call it was a surface.
I'm finding community reading those, learning more about finding.
Even though slack, it is what it is.
No, that's great. That's great. I like raw honesty.
Bring the raw, girl.
What about you? What do you think?
Travel a lot, like I find all the information very well.
I think it's
Technology.
not.
And so we think for bringing these three parts of the world together. Once I access them on the other end, so I don't know, spending hours staring at my phone, studying outside.
We gotta hang out with her more. We gotta invite her to hang out more. No question. My entire life. Obviously, my field, my work ethic, also, yeah, you know, I mean, my second job where I met a woman, I learned that I did like 6 all of a sudden, and it changed my life. I've ever experienced travel. It's like Skype.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
They do make it more
Yes, girl. I hate this place. Your memory. I really need to take a picture. And I'm sitting there watching technology. That's so true. Like, somebody said metaphorically. Less than
there are some studies.
Okay, y'all, you have like 30 more seconds.
It's like this. No, it is. It is. And now I've been here for 15 minutes.
Yes. Okay.
It's just
I'm sorry. That's not wrong.
He's like, my takeaway.
I'm just saying I want to. It's the reality. If you're doing the same thing for me, then it's fine.
Y'all have some good conversation. Awesome. Okay, I want to hear about that. I'm gonna just go around with the microphone so we can hear y'all.
Okay, so who would like to share? Yes.
Well, first of all, I mean, this is great work. I feel like it's like how much time do you have when addressing something like this, because it really is touching on something at the core of the society we live in now. So I guess to make it short, I'll share a story because I'm still on the good and evil part. But I will say this: in my group of friends, there's like two of us that we've really kind of noticed how much of our conversations and this is of course technology in the context of social media, but how much like of our conversations are consumed by like technology, social media speak, and things that only live online, right? And so we went to the beach and we tried to implement this, like, hey, let's have our phones down and have our toes in the sand and like meditate away from, I guess, how technology has consumed us. And not everyone was able to accomplish that because, and that's not a read, that's not a drag, you know, to each their own. But all of that is to say, for this entire trip, I didn't engage on my phone, which is something I do in my personal time a lot. And at the end of this, like, I felt this rush of like presence, or not even a rush. It was just a state of presence that I feel like I've been trying to replicate, but it's kind of hard now because my life is so consumed with technology. Like sometimes I'm at work, I'm like, none of like, why is all of this on a computer? Does this even matter? You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, that's a whole other kind of words. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think like I'll end it with like something while observing your pieces that I just have been imagining is kind of like putting technological waste in front of a human in time period where none of this, not even the wake of like just a simple computer, you know, and kind of explaining to them and asking them their thoughts of it. Because I feel like at the core, the good of it is like information, but then I think I can go on forever with that. Love this question.
Thank you. Anyone else want to share what they talked about?
Just go outside, put your phone away.
Grass.
Like, you know, like grass, literally. You know, like let me tell y'all, earlier today, I had one that got me some food. And then my aunt has really, I had a margarita too, so I was feeling good. But my aunt has like really nice grass, like St. Augustine, and she has a big old like oak tree. And I'm all like, damn. I was like, I'm gonna go lay in her grass. So I took my shoes off. I had my music playing. And I was just laying there, just enjoying the vibe. Life is about like, you know, just get outside, feel the grass, enjoy your time. And then my aunt came outside, and then I chopped it up.
That's a good one. Yeah. Anyone else want to share?
I'll share after. Okay.
We got some Sheros right here over here on this side.
So we were talking about in what ways have you benefited from new technology. We realized that technology has allowed us to stay connected to the people that we love, friends, family, all the like, across different time zones, different years, and that is a really beautiful thing. In what ways has technology negatively impacted your life? We did agree or did realize that, as you had mentioned, doom scrolling is sometimes not so good, but it can also be like a form of being alone and kind of relaxing and in a way therapeutic. I guess it's just about once again, the intention. What are you feeding the algorithm? Because the algorithm will reflect what it is that you want it to. And so by embracing technology, by connecting with our friends, family, loved ones, also realizing that it does have that negative impact of doom scrolling, I guess it's just about, once again, that self-awareness that you have beautifully presented to us today. So,
That's right.
Thank you. Yeah, I like what you said because I think about. Have you ever seen one where like I built this for you page brick by brick, and it's like essentially like you're creating your own algorithm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you are like you're creating whatever it is you're seeing. You know. Like,
yeah.
Did everyone else want to speak?
No,
You
okay.
whatever you
I guess on the
Come on, partner.
what you can do on a personal or community level to facilitate a more harmonious balance between technology and nature. Touching on what you're saying, as somebody who's been a long time user of Facebook and actually had the I don't want to say the opportunity to see it from a contracting role perspective, the behind the scenes sort of thing, and understanding where your personal data is going, understanding where it's going to be a relationship. You're going to have to give up information freely for this system to like be the system that you want it to be, like recreating your algorithms. But like you don't want it to be a parasitic relationship. Also, they do hide it happened with Snapchat before, and also they'll change where you can like delete and deactivate your account and whatnot. They'll move that around so they can keep you in the same system setting, keep you in that same like mental loop and whatnot. So it's just understanding that like they want to pick like larger tech corporations want to kind of parasite off you so they can data mine you for a lot of information that you're more willing to give up. But once you kind of understand out of the tech oligarchs which of the lesser evils you vibe with, it's fine. We all got to use it sometimes. But like understanding being like, okay, so you want all the eggs in my basket, I will give you these 2 eggs. And just understanding, because it's like the most part, it did start off with pure intentions or like things like that. And there isn't a way we could get there. But it's understanding that like you can say no, when you can say no and when you can say yes, and how to say yes and how to say no to what parts of your data or like your information you're giving to these people so they can help kind of
That's right. No,
do what they want to do.
Yeah.
No, that's
like actually want to do versus like the whole like tech versus
Be
government.
smart
sort of
about
thing.
what
That's,
you give. Yeah, that's
yes,
right. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
You do have a voice. It's bring up a button.
All right.
For sure. I think it's important to remember like your data is like so powerful. Yeah.
That's expensive.
Yeah, it's like really
You
worth
got
a
paid for
lot.
it. Yeah.
Did anyone? Yeah.
Congratulations, my goddaughter. And because of the year's difference between us, you know, that there are things that we view differently in this technological world.
Tell us about it.
I don't do the social media thing. I know a lot of people at my age still do. I think the biggest thing for me is the fear factor that comes when you reach a certain age and you don't know how to handle it, you don't know how to monitor it, you don't know how to control it, so you have fear that somehow this is going to, deplete your accounts and people are going to do this and that and they're going to go over everything. I try to educate my 94-year-old mother on this, and she's probably more savvy than I am. But I still think that, Marissa and I talked about the benefits and the good parts of technology, and she got a little deep with me on the whole cyber and privacy and all that. And again,
I don't code. I just look at policy.
Okay.
I'm not that. I don't know what's happening.
But it's still back to what you think about what's the good thing. Immediacy of information is what I use technology for. Is that a good thing? Yes. It's also a bad thing. It prevents us from going to libraries, doing good stuff, reading books, doing searching and stuff. That's an old person perspective. So I think it's good to kind of maybe try and think about generating that view along with a younger view that this. Is there a way to do both?
Information
Michelle?
should be free.
Right. Yes. Okay. I'm proud of them. I love you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna go completely off the rails here.
Oh, here we go.
I had
Here we go.
an opportunity to experience something a few years ago, and I'm gonna quote something from the worst possible source, which is Sex and the City. And there's a scene in it where one of the characters, Samantha, gets cancer, and she's talking to her friend. He's talking about his friend with cancer, and he looks her in the face. And he goes, "But she died." And she's like, "Well, I'm gonna fight this." He goes, "And my friend died." And she's like, "Well, yeah, but I'm gonna end my friend died." And she's like, "Why do you keep talking about this? Why do you keep talking about the sad thing, the bad thing, the thing that's scary?" He's like, "Because my friend died." And the thing about these chairs that just like keeps sticking in my head is that, I went through that. My person also died. And I had to learn to sit with sadness and to sit with pain and to exist in this world that hurts. And technology tells us to forget about the pain. And it's a distraction. It's the whole Huxley Brave New World thing, where we don't go quietly with pain, suffering, threats. But if you can distract us from our pain for just a moment, we'll do anything. And learning to sit with sadness, learning to exist in a state of pain, and become on a first name basis with hurt is something that I think technology is trying to pull us away from. And one of the greatest things that I think I've ever experienced is dating someone who is from another culture where they don't think about death and pain and loss the way we do. Just sort of recontextualized everything for me, where the things we think of as bad, they're just part of life. And just spending time with those and realizing that it doesn't have to destroy you. It doesn't have to be this thing you run from. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to hurt. And it's okay to experience that.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that insight. And I appreciate you sharing that personal story as well. I do also sometimes wonder if our obsession with technology and new things is because we have sort of a fear of death in our culture. We don't talk about it as much. That is something I think about a lot too. Yeah, thank you. Does anyone else want to share anything? Okay, sweet. Well, thank you. I really appreciate all y'all's insights. I will take some questions if anyone has questions about my thesis or my piece or any questions. Anyone have any questions at all?
What are you gonna do with these chairs?
I'm gonna find a place to recycle all of this.
Sorry.
That's okay.
There goes one.
She's doing her best. No, I'm gonna try and find a technology recycling place I can take all of this to. So yeah, I want to recycle it.
They're awesome.
If you want one, they're for sale. If anyone wants one. But no, yeah, I'll probably recycle them. Yes.
Yes. What was it? How about sorry. Hi. What did I say in your life, knowing you for a certain amount of time, and most people, when did the spark of the environment kind of happen for you, and how did that happen? Where love for nature became
yeah, that's a really good question.
Creative.
Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always really enjoyed nature. I think I was really lucky that I had family members that really enjoyed camping and stuff, and we were privileged enough that they could take us to nature places because I know that is a privilege. But I just always really felt connected with nature, from a young age.
As we should.
Yeah,
As we should.
yeah. I feel
Yeah.
we all should. Hopefully, all of us do. Any other questions? Okay, sweet. Well,
Where's Jorge?
Jorge is at a show. He's doing a show right now. He's
I
doing the
believe
weddings. So yeah, do y'all know Jorge?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Yeah, we
sweet.
love.
Yeah.
No, if you're here, you're part of Jorge, and we respect you and respect your art. So
No,
thank you for
Jorge's
being here.
amazing. Yeah, he did all the lighting and like everything for this. Yeah, so
That was kind of like a question I had was like how I totally understand the thesis and the intention behind what you wanted to do, but it obviously takes a team to bring it to life. So I was just curious as to like how y'all interacted and brought it to life, and I was just I like to understand. I like to learn
like
about
how
the
we
process.
connected and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
So actually, it's like a really funny story. So like, I ran into him at Burning Man, and we
There you go.
didn't know
There
each
you
other.
go.
Like, we
It
just
all makes sense.
well,
That's on card.
Enough said.
I didn't
Enough
know
said.
him like at Burning Man, but we kept saying like, "Oh, you look so familiar. You look so familiar."
Uh-huh.
And he dated someone that I knew in middle school, and then like he remembered, and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, like I do know that girl." And so then I knew he lived in San Antonio, and I just asked him for advice on like, do you know of any art studios? And he's like, I literally have an art studio.
Oh.
And then I learned that he does a lot of lighting and needs more things to light, and I have a lot of things
That's right.
and need more light. So
Yay!
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The playa prevails.
It does. Yes.
Yeah.
Raise a glass to you. Cheers.
Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, sweet. Well, I really appreciate you all coming out and listening to me and learning more about my pieces and sitting with some discomfort. Yeah, thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Super cool.
Beautiful.
I know, right?
I'm
Katie.
Oh, well,
I tried to.
Oh yeah.
I literally got something this about an hour ago. I literally
Yeah, there's nobody dropping it. Oh, getting off on it's real. It's real.
Ow. That was, I was thinking.
Okay, then. Unless you got that.
Okay, it's Spartans.
Hey, oh,
I think that embedded me for a while.
we already got like being dragged by it.
That is just like,
Somebody got dragged by a wing or something like that.
oh, that is gonna be a No, I'm okay. I'm gonna say,
No, you're good. I'm literally gonna.
I mean, I meant what I said about sleeping with seven. Weirdly enough, I would do that again if I could. I would do the other. That was literally, I met these three about an hour ago, and they were like, you should come out.
Well, that's like a lot of pain.
Well, I promise it's not too much.
I couldn't even get it.
That's
Oh no, I never admitted dealing with
constant computers, and I'm like, I never touch anything I can print it at work. So I'm like,
oh. Sorry, I'm like, I'm so mad. I was supposed to get it finished yesterday, and yeah, they're venomous, yeah.
And then my tattoo artist failed on me. I was literally sitting in front of her studio for 10 minutes. And she called me and said, "Oh, I'm not there." I have to go back. Good job, man. You gotta get to Monday to get it absolutely. I've been working on this since 2017. So you're seeing a tiny fraction of it. It starts at my spine, and it ends about here. Yeah, on that. There we go. That's a good shot. We don't like that.
I want to cheer one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it goes past. It goes all the way on that.
Oh, I like when I sat down in that one. I was like,
Like if you've ever been pierced, it felt like getting pierced from the
I
outside.
switched to the hairy guy.
Honestly, the worst part for me was like the ear here. That hurt more than anything. Like that part right there bruised on me. I didn't even I've never bruised my tattoo except for that. Like that, you could not pay me enough money to get that done. Absolutely not. You know, I will sit in that chair for 1,000 years before I get that done. Everything else is well, so for me, like muscle is fine. Bone, I'm great with. It's like soft, fatty. I laughed the entire time they were doing my budgie. Yeah, I have Don't Panic in big friendly letters on my right actually. And like the whole time she was doing that, I was giggling. It's just like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, take it." But then like you're doing my shoulder, like I could fall asleep. This, I had a bad day. Everybody's different. I have like permanently indented from that fucking thing.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
All right.
You have like 35.
Yeah, no, I sat there the whole presentation.
I saw you. Very impressive. Very impressive. You have a status in my life. I mean, a Santa.
A masochist and then no, that wasn't fun. I didn't get off on
You know what I was trying to say.
Okay, that still wasn't the fun kind of pain. That wasn't the fun kind of pain.
No, it was not. Okay. Yeah. We should. I'm readjusting makes it work.
Yeah, now go there. Now sit there for about half an hour. I literally I broke two of the pieces off. You put sand down. I got up and this was a trash chair. I was walking around and it fell off. It had like stayed on my thigh.
She had this lighting a little bit. When you were sitting there, right? If you like, and that's why I was like, okay. He was like, I need more like stuff. Yeah, but I'm sure he might know something. And then if they don't sell, just like Facebook for free.
I think they're really cool.
Anybody want them? And then if that doesn't work, then you're like, yeah, that's good. I mean, there are people who would want things and appreciate things. Honestly, I really didn't know what I was going to see when I did today. And the day you would get to the office, you'd be like, oh my God. I was up till 5 in the morning. I'm like, what? Or like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, I'm usually like, scary.
I mean, if I sit on that, I'm right on it.
I know people were great about it. And I'm like,
okay.
I feel like that's when like pinch your thighs.
That was
Somebody got pinched.
so there's like a studio cat here, and like she loved that chair and that chair. She was like crawling in there, and like I like to see that. And then like yeah, she was like in there, and then like that was so cute with her. I was like, I'm gonna film a video, and she like.
Oh, this is downright comfortable.
Yeah, so comfy.
I can polish compared to that shit. That Yeah, like every time you just like resituate, it doesn't get better.
That was not bad.
I know. The only bad thing about that one is it was trying to put me on a lot.
That piece of metal. That was Richard. That was
Like that was trying to go up inside.
Yeah. You must find a way to like. I tried to position it right, but it's not right. Somebody else. Same with the CD. Like this is not that.
What was Dom's racing before I got here?
As long as you know what they're about. You have to know
I'm
where
like, this is not now we're
Yeah,
used to.
it's stuff like that.
I was like,
Like, he was telling all these stories about how
yeah, me too. Look at it.
Thank you. Like, I appreciate the love.
Yeah, you were like, let's go to this cool thing, and then I went to Sadness. You put me to Sadness, the exposition.
Wherever you find that.
Hey, right over there.
I don't know. Only party with the team, with family, not people we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You were sitting in the chair.
That was cool though, Katie. Are you glad it's over?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Wait, get in front so I can take your photo.
There, these chairs are meant
Do something cool. Do a trick or something. You know any yoga? You know any yoga poses? Okay, scoot over. Scoot over. That's actually so cool. I'm gonna send it to you. Oh, cool. Because look how the light came out. Oh, that's actually good. Please send me that. You can touch it. Are you into that?
No.
Technology.
I was obsessed with readers as a kid. I have one still now, but it's newer. It's not like an old one. Oh, is this recording?
Yeah.
Hi, live stream. Katie killed it. Is there anyone? People like to be. That's sick. What's the ad? It looks like, oh, it looks like Fuji, you know, like Fujifilm? Yeah, okay, maybe that's the big. I got props of viewing those kids all day. I used to be the director of Wayne Book Club and a counselor at some camp. I was like, no, I can't. I need to get out of here. Like 4 years.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm tired of it. I'm gonna see all these brains in my head. I did not have these brains when I started working for my
It's so worse.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to do it.
Yeah, being a director every day in my office.
I kind of like this one. I felt like hacking for sure.
Oh, you mean
I mean, I guess.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I ended up having a 2 days yesterday.
I mean, they're still pretty effectively stabbing.
Yeah.
They still.
I like such a good thing.
Kind of Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Like,
the lights.
I wish I had like these are really hard pieces.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I should have.
Have you guys like out of it's like like literally dining room set.
Yeah, like this.
Like table that looks
Yeah.
like this too.
No, you really should. I'll be down.
Even in my parents. Yeah.
Sorry.
People be chilling up in here.
Oh, so what I heard was that my water break is okay. It's paid off, like I paid it off, like I finished paying the bill.
You know what? And it's so
I am still paying on my vagina. I really paying.
So what you heard is correct.
My vagina is not paid off. I still owe like $600.
Yeah, that's what I find. I think y'all I'm just like, the only thing is, I'm like, damn, I hope we get enough. The Lady Bird Johnson. They're having their baby thing.
Oh, nice. Well, it's okay. I'm like, I won't go out.
Yeah, I'm like, I really need
I mean, pizza here.
Do you want me to take your picture? Like, sitting
I'm glad I recorded my other.
Was your camera in your video?
All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all. Katie was really cool. Ashton, be careful. Nice to meet you too. Cool monkeys.
He's talking about his mom and his dad wanted to go with you. I was thinking like more one-on-one. Many pictures that I got, I took some pictures.
Yes, I need to. Thank you. Thanks for coming, Ashton. Thank you for helping me.
Take care. I'm grandma.
Oh, hi guys.
That's $20 that payment. Did I get the cash to you or?
Is it just in there? Did I account? Oh no, I just watching it.
We're talking about very other conversations. It's good stuff. So we were also talking about tonight. Okay, so like, I started taking this for 2013. About 2 months after I woke up, my wife was like, and she was like, on the chair, and everything. She's like, what? I was like, we need a baby now. And she's like, yes, I'm going to tell you we need a baby. But we need a baby. And she's like, yeah. It's progesterone. Progesterone tells you.
It's not your rationale. It's not
It's very important.
It's not your rationale. It's not
It's very important. She did great. It was great. I said, on the chair. Yeah, I know. That's why you were looking at it. The whole place was good. I felt bad. I was like, I don't want to like take people's thunders. And I can talk for an hour and a half on Saturday. I'm just glad I found this like 10 years after that happened. Because if I'd have found this like in 2017, we would have had a very different discussion. I would just be crying on the floor in the pile of blood.
I mean, that would have been cool.
Let's be real. That would have been sad up. Like, part of the show is perfect. I just felt bad because everybody's like technology, and this is how the algorithm makes me feel. And I was like, you don't understand that. I was like, it's going to hurt. And then she died. It's like, I'm saying, I was like, and then the guy was like, And like my wife was alive when we watched it. Like I watched the scene with her, and then she was the one who died. And then I'm just like, is that right? Like that's yeah, it's like literally what happened. Like my wife was alive. I never liked sex with her. We liked sex with her. We watched it together. Like 15, and like all I can think about is that scene with Samantha. Like the Russian talking about me that about lady and produced like and then she died. And I'm like, my actual wife actually died. So you get to like it's all for you, it's for other people, and then you're like trying to like not feel bad about it. Like you want to tell people, like I don't want to hide it, but like also like I need you to not tell me how bad and sad you feel for me. And like yeah, so you're all on my list right now. Like now, there's not one. There's no wrong. Oh, there's lots of wrong things. I don't know. I don't know. So the big thing is, if somebody brings it up next, if somebody's like, yes, well, you're so much. Have you ever done the thing? I know, they were like not a big deal about it, we were kind of annoying. I had this moment where I was coming up and I was like, hey guys, I'm this thing. I've been fighting my whole life. And they're like, yeah, whatever, we don't care, that's fine. And you're just like, I just hope you can see this darkest secret of my life, and you just, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so like, you could, like, I don't know what age you were when you discovered this. I don't know what age you were when you discovered this. You were 5 years old. Okay. You ever have telling somebody that you were gay and like having feelings like, are they going to accept? Are you just like so gay from the beginning? They knew. Oh yeah, that was gay. Yeah. That's a different story. Yeah, France, baby. France. It's more like France. Yeah. And it's like that. I try to remember my high school friends now. Like, you know, I'm trying to like it out there. Yeah. So there is that. Okay, I was close. I was like, this is like from 1996 when you taking fucking French class in high school. So like, this is like 25-year-old French. Yeah, it's like I know like in French like well, like I will like that's not French.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming on my art show.